Hey, good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
And good night.
And
fourth meal.
that's right.
Fourth meal is buffalo wings.
That's right. Oh, well said.
Yeah.
Conway the Machine is on One App.
Already.
Buffalo's finest is in the building. Yo, thank you for doing this, man.
Yeah, I feel honored, man.
Nah, thank y'all for having me, man. You know,
You're a big deal,
show.
bro. You're a big deal. I've watched this whole thing. I've watched this whole movie.
Yeah.
The place you're in now. It's like we were talking earlier today, and it dawned on me, like,
Sorry, you just reminded me. When I was in Buffalo, I bought the movie that they put out on DVD.
yeah.
And I still haven't watched it because I don't have a DVD player.
Yo, the movie was pretty good.
I just had to buy it because it was like,
you gotta support it.
yeah. I was like, I bought it. I was like, do I still have a computer with a DVD player?
No, I was annoyed though because I watched the movie. I was halfway through it and then it disappeared, and I couldn't watch it anymore. It was gone. But Con, we've been watching this movie now for. Well, listen, your movie goes back further than when we were watching.
Right.
Like you were actually started. We're talking like early 2000s. That's like probably my favorite thing about you is that I know so many people, say, from that era, of which I was working with artists in that era. That was Kev Brown. We were all working in that era.
Yeah.
That in between vinyl and digital era.
The blog era?
Into the blog era.
Yeah.
Most of the people who predated the blog era didn't make it. The transition was too hard. Like it was just everyone felt lost.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Right.
And you've managed to like reinvent, and here you are.
Yeah, that's the that was the key, man. Sometimes you gotta reinvent yourself, man, and come back out, stronger and wiser and iller. You know what I mean?
What was the first iteration? What was your first name? Have you always been Conway?
Nah, I was Loose Cannon.
Loose Cannon.
Like in my high school days, in the early 20s, I was Loose Cannon, and then I just was Cannon.
Here's your
Everybody
biscuit.
was calling me
Biscuits rolled.
Biscuit roll, baby. Thank you, Fredo. It was Cannon, and then I wanted to switch my pitch. I just felt like, I wanted something a little more, not so intimidating, I guess. And then I'm just like, one of my favorite movies is the Goodfellas shit, and you know what I mean? And I was going with the Jimmy Conway shit.
Jimmy Conway.
And then I just like, I'm just Conway. You know what I mean?
Yo, I love when
That's
really.
hilarious.
By the way, I love when.
Yeah.
I love when sort
Simple.
of really simple, obvious things are said, like you explaining that your name's from Jimmy Conway and Goodfellas, and I've known you all these years, never been like, why is he named Conway?
Yeah.
Wait, who's Jimmy Conway?
He's
De Niro?
Yeah.
That was De Niro's
Conway.
character.
That's a good one.
And why the machine? And then when did the machine get added to it? Was it always there?
Nah, I wasn't always there. It was like, I don't know, I guess it kind of grew. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I was, people was watching me record more and seeing, like when I cipher and stuff, like, yo, it's like everybody in a cipher will run out of raps before I do. You know what I'm saying?
A machine.
I would be in the studio. I would do the most songs. I would
Right.
be up all night writing and recording, and then like, yo, you still doing like, you a machine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then like after me getting shot, and it just looked like I just ate that shit, and you know what I mean? It's like, yo, you really a machine, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What year was the shooting?
2012.
2000. So you were already had already been on the grind, trying to make it as a rapper for a minute already.
Yeah, I was already on the grind, and I was on the brinks of giving the shit up because I was living in Atlanta at the time, and things in the streets started going real well for me. You know what I'm saying? I started getting real successful.
I thought you were going to say real bad.
No.
You're going real well.
It was already bad for me. It
Right.
got real good for me. Like in Atlanta, just when I was down there, I was fucking with Rocco and them. They was showing me mad love, and but I was already up. So it was like I wasn't even trying to like get in their ear, like, yo, I rap, yo, Rocco, listen, you know Rocco, right?
Yeah.
I'ma do me,
I'ma do me,
all
yeah.
that. I wasn't even knowing that, like, he just seen me pulling up in my fancy car too, and by myself, you know what I mean, and having that shit on, and I was the guy with the weed in the club in the section and shit. Like, yo, you got some more of that gas? Let me get a zip of that gas. You know what I mean? And I was just a homie. And then when found out like I actually made music, I had made this tape just fucking around down in Atlanta. And it was like 6, 7 songs. And it kind of started spreading and going crazy. It was hosted by DJ Infamous.
I know Infamous.
Shouts to
I was
Infamous.
having money, so I was just like, pay Infamous.
Paying DJ, pay someone to get
host
him.
my shit, you know what I mean? And that shit started going crazy down there.
You realize how often the semi-successful street business rapper who pays people to make mixtapes, what percentage of the time they suck? That's like a 94% suck rate.
Yeah.
With like,
I'm going to go a little lighter than that. 97.
Yeah, it might be 97, 98. Where like,
mid.
and you feel like, and the DJ feels pressured.
Yeah.
And they got offered a bag, so they just do it.
Right.
And yet you happen to be the one dude who's doing that, who really should just be doing the rap.
Word. I don't even think it was that really. Like, I think just, it might have, I don't know, man. Shout out my Infamous, man, but I'm sure that was like
He probably thought you were nice, though.
He risky move pulling up on me and Wes at the house. He pulled up to the house. We had like, look, we had him in the kitchen. That big, like, bro, this what we trying to do, bro. Take this. We're gonna take this. We gonna make this happen. Like, what we doing?
Sipha, if I had come to you and said that it happened, Sipha would be like, be careful. I don't know if you should do that.
I'm about these dudes. Houses, straps everywhere and all that. Like, all right, let's do it.
So it ended up started like moving around Atlanta.
It did, you know what I'm saying? And then that's when I ended up getting shot. You know what I'm saying? It was like
In Atlanta?
Not in Atlanta. I got shot when I came back to Buffalo. This shit going crazy in Atlanta. I'm like, I'm gonna go to Buffalo and, post some posters up and some CD, pass some CDs out, fuck with the DJs. You know what I'm saying? Go to the club. This is back when, that was how A&R, they tapes and all that. We go to the strip clubs or go to the clubs and had a DJ, get a DJ 200, 300, 500. Yo, play this joint.
See how people react.
Yeah, to see how people react. So I'm like, let me go to Buffalo and do that. And I was there for maybe like 2-3 days. And, I got shot. Like, followed me leaving the club.
Was it a straight up robbery situation?
Nah, it was just
It was personal shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that. That's the
I
answer, and we all know what the okay. Yeah, got it.
It was a bag probably involved. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. And we talked about this earlier today for the first time. I never really gone into depth with you on it, but like you talk about it a lot coming up out the bed. Like making it out of the shooting situation, getting from the hospital.
Yeah.
How touch and go was it? Like, were you in critical? Was it serious condition? Like, do you have?
Yeah, I was fucked up. I was in critical and serious condition, but God is the greatest, man, and I woke up out of that shit and made it out of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Were you aware when you woke up of what happened?
Nah, but I was told when I woke up, kind of. I woke up already there, already tubed up, already kind of patched up, fixed up, kind of.
In the hospital?
Yeah, I was already.
So you don't even know where it came from? You didn't see it happen?
I didn't see it happen. I don't know it. I know it came from. So we leaving. We get to the club, dropping the homies off, pull up in the driveway, facing like that way, the driveway, like the garage and shit. And somebody just pulled up. So it is like kind of behind us. And just start spraying the back of the truck.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying?
You remember that part?
I remember that part because I never forget, I remember just looking in the back seat at my man to tell him like, yo, because it just sounded like, that's how I know that was the first shot that hit me, the one that hit me behind my ear. Because it was like a ring and it was like the shot sounded so faint. It was just sounded like they was like blocks away. I wanted to be like, I was looking at my man.
Like, oh shit, what's happening? Like someone's
like, yo, somebody letting that shit off. And I seen like how he was in panic mode, and that's when I kind of just fell out. My bad, fell out and hit the steering wheel.
Oh shit!
And then I was out.
And you out?
Then I woke up for a little bit. When I was in an ambulance, and it was like, license. And then I passed back out again. And then that's when I woke up. I was already patched up and kind of.
This is this is very unprofessional of me and not relatable at all to what your situation is. But was there a hot EMT nurse, like a hot EMT in the ambulance?
Nah, I was out there.
How would he know? How would he know?
Like my dream is like to get shot. But if I'm ever in an ambulance, remember that album cover with Trina? Remember Trina was in the EMT with the ambulance and she's like with the fat ass? That's like how I think. That's how I think my ambulance ride.
So if you're basically saying you're asking Conway, was it like when Biggie rap do real things?
Exactly.
Nurses said I need about 3 weeks for recovery. The doctor said.
That's crazy.
Fredo and Goose was there. Like
I was gonna ask you who was
Fredo
there.
and Goose, them my brothers. Like them my real family. So they was in a hospital, and I'm at the house during my entire recovery. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Did everybody live?
They probably could tell you shit that I didn't even see or was aware of, the reactions from everybody, like at the hospital and everything. Yeah, me and my cousin Hammer, we the only ones that got hit. Okay. Yeah, everybody, we was good.
See, that's crazy though, because you was bubbling in Atlanta both ways, street ways and music wise. And you come home.
Yep.
That's always how it is, right?
You come home.
It's always the trip home, bro.
Yeah. It's like Carlito's Way or some shit.
It does feel like it's always home.
You start making a legit moves, everything's starting to go right. You like, let me go home, get the buzz up,
No, and feel good too. Like you were going home feeling good.
Feeling good. Like I'm the man, you feel me? I mean, a little shorty with me and all that. You know what I'm saying? It was like the shorty was in the truck with me when I got shot, and I probably spoke to her like one time after that. Like that, I could imagine the kind of trauma that was.
It's not a great first or second date, that's for sure.
They say that bitch was motherfucking hopping the gate and crawling and shit to get up out of there.
Jesus, Lord. Yo, real question: do you ever have like dreams about it?
Yeah, all the time.
What is it a similar outcome? Does it change every time?
No, it's always the other outcome. It's never very good. It's always like, I don't know why I think about that and why that plays so much in my mind. Like, but I always
it's called
dream
PTSD,
about dying.
son.
Yeah, it's PTSD.
It's trauma.
Yeah, that's what my doctor told me.
It's not. I mean, I'm laughing, but it's like we don't deal with this shit where we come from.
Facts.
It's trauma. It's war, bro.
Especially that. Like that's. I mean, that's like coming back from battle, and people they never get the images out of their head. Yeah. And then then the fact that your life in many ways has become a dream.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
And it happened kind of during all that. Like, I remember I got a call, Atlantic, well, I don't know if it would have materialized into nothing, but like somebody from Atlantic Records had, wanted to talk about some shit with me and stuff too.
From the music that was buzzing?
Yes, yeah, from the music, but this is while I'm in the hospital, fucked up. And, and then my people who was talking with him and dealing with him was, we ain't know no better, so, niggas still trying to like lie about my age and stuff and not even tell him about the shooting. Like, we don't even want to, he good, no, we'll be there. You know what I mean? Not knowing I'm laying up and fucked up.
I mean, they did the right thing. Yeah. When's the meeting?
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. How long did you stress for a while that your facial paralysis would affect your attempt to make it?
Yeah, hell yeah, like, but not that long, honestly. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't stress for that long. I kind of was like, I got into I don't give a fuck what nobody think. I'm about to be the illest. I'm about to be iller than everybody with half my face paralyzed. Like, nah, fuck that.
And realize how to make it like a superpower.
Because I was still going to record, like, asking my bro Rick Hyde. Like, I was back when he was asking me about the shade and all that stuff. Like, and I remember I was telling you I had the bullet in my neck for like a year and a half.
Which is wild also.
What?
When I went to finally get that shit out, when I left surgery, I swear to God on my 2 kids, I left surgery and I got in a taxi and went straight to the DJ Shay studio and recorded like 3 songs. Fresh from the hospital from getting a bullet removed out of my neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask Rick High, I put that on my youth.
Wow. That's incredible.
And just seeing them, everybody, at first it was skeptical, but seeing everybody reaction, like, from how I sounded, because that was the only thing, like, that was, like, fucking with my mind. Like, damn, I don't sound, I sound like, know what I'm saying?
What, like, because of your
Like,
face?
fucked up, yeah, because of my face. Like, I couldn't, and that wasn't even like this. It wasn't even this well.
Yeah.
It was like a little more. I couldn't.
Right.
It was like I was talking through my teeth, kind of like.
I feel like you look somewhat different in the last since I met you 6 years ago. I mean, I'm sure your body naturally continues to evolve.
You know, it's the power of, you know what I mean? Good ginger shots and sea moss and black seed oils. You know what I'm saying? 100% agave.
We can't go from the ultimate street talk to CMOS, yo.
Yeah, no,
It's
that's
a bit
it.
of a jump.
But that's
I'm 40, man. You know, I got to be here, man. You know, I'm at that age, man, where I gotta.
Man, I
You
don't
know
know
what I'm
how.
saying? Gotta balance it out.
Bro,
You know what
I
I'm
really did today just have the realization, Cipha, of how this dude could not have had more strikes against him
Yeah.
to make it in the music business.
Right.
Everything you're trying to do, you know, like, oh, well, be from a market where everyone's checking for you.
Right.
Nope, don't have that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a young man's sport, but you didn't get signed until you were in your mid-30s.
Yeah. Yep.
And still, Cipha got to
Signed to Eminem at that. The you know, top of the hill.
the top. You guys had situations with Rock Nation and with Shady.
Yep.
The app, like you talk about a cosign,
Right?
like is there a crazier cosign, Cipha? If there's a crazier cosign than M, it's J. If there's one crazier than J, it's M, and y'all had both.
Right. right.
Like it's pretty amazing. I was thinking about, can you even remember the amount of features you've done now with prominent artists?
No.
Nah, I can't.
No way.
Nah. It's just like it ain't even a shock to me no more. Like sometimes there's the fan in me like, damn, I can't believe this just sent me this to get on, but I'm not shocked no more. It's like, man, I did this shit with it's still a couple that I would be like, it'll just blow my mind.
All right,
I could name
give us a couple.
Wait, that you did or that
No,
you
that would.
That it would.
Blow my mind
Right,
if I
right,
did
okay.
this
Or like
something.
what?
Wait, okay, hold on. Set it up. This is the clip.
Oh, this is the clip.
This is our social media clip.
Conway says he really wants to work with.
Yeah.
Set up the question. What's the question? What's
Yo, okay, here we go. Watch. Hold on. Let me get the camera. Hold on.
Make sure you got enough headroom.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
Title of the clip.
Here we go.
We going viral.
Here we go. So, yo, Conway, you've worked with so many people, man, but tell us, who's out there in hip-hop you haven't worked with that you would just love to work with?
That's a great question, Peter Rosenberg. I'd have to say, damn, I ain't gonna lie, I got stoned and forgot. Nah, but, you know what I'm saying? Lauryn Hill,
Oof.
Lauryn Hill.
3 Stacks.
Oh,
You know what I'm
boy.
saying?
Well, you just want to say, yo, my man wants to set the impossible bar for everything.
3 Stacks?
No, well, Lauren and 3 Stacks in the same conversation are two.
Not on the
the
same,
same
song.
record.
Oh, no, that's not. Nah, you relax, buddy.
I shoot for the moon. Hey, Lauren,
No, you could do it.
Queen Lauren, my brother 3 Stacks, if you're listening.
3 Stacks could definitely
3
happen.
Stacks is everything about him is mood when you ask.
Yeah.
The mood he's in.
Have you met him before?
No, never.
Yeah, he's a rare one. Type, you've seen him somewhat recently,
I
right?
saw him recently in London playing his flute.
Playing his flute, bro.
Playing his flute. And I was at, it's some kind of Mexican, it has a name, like a Mexican instrument. He's like, I got about 7 of them. I get them tuned up, and he was just playing his flute
That's some
in a
cool
in
shit,
a club. We were in the club.
Oh, but he wasn't performing. He was just playing for himself.
Just sitting there
but people
vibing.
were surrounding him.
And have you met Lauren?
I never met Lauren.
Wow, you chose 2 good ones,
And I was
man.
gonna say Dre, Dr. Dre, but I already kind of worked with Dre, but it don't count because it didn't come my way and do nothing with it. We just like was combing through some beats, and I was in the studio with him.
That's still pretty. That's
Yeah, it doesn't
we
count,
ain't.
but that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the
I
dream.
ain't gonna lie, I drive I gave him some bars and all that. Like we you know what I'm saying? I came up with a hook. I kind of like seized my opportunity. You know what I mean? Like I'm one of them type of dudes. Like it might not even be my time or whatever in the room, but I'm gonna just be still sitting back like a shark in the water that smell blood. Like I can't wait to get my shot. I'm gonna take my shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so he thought we combing through the beat. I done ended up picking a beat. Yeah, no, that shit hard right there. Go, you know what I mean? And these beats, I'm telling you, see, the world ain't really heard nothing. And he press play on records with artists. Like, bro, that shit Dr. Dre got over there in that computer and that hard drive is
These are
unbelievable.
old. You think they're old beats?
New beats.
And new records with artists that.
New records.
Really?
So he pressed
just
play on
makes
these
records.
fucking beats, and I don't pick one we jamming. So he got a couple. There's a bunch of us in there. We chilling. Dr. Dre studio sessions is like, you might as well say like a house party, bro. It's a vibe. You feel me?
Who else was there?
I just heard that recently. Somebody
Maybe like Ty Dolla $ign,
Anderson
like
.Paak?
Snoop Dogg's son. Nah, AP wasn't there. You know, just
Snoop Dogg's son?
engineers and A&R stuff. Yeah,
Snoop Dogg's son was there. He raps.
Nah, he was
He's
just
just
there.
there.
Just you know.
He's at his uncle's house.
Yeah.
The football player or a different one?
Yeah, his oldest. You know, he on a different brain wave, like a different mentality. He up here with it. Shout out to Neff, but
Yo, bro, I mean,
so we do the joint. So it's a couple dudes in there, and I could tell Dre. You know, he know me, recognize me, dap me up, but I could tell he looking for these two dudes. You know what I mean, for the drum. Like what I should say right here. He looking at them though, but I already got the line. Nah, you should say. Nah, he like. Yeah, that's fine. He go in front of the mic and actually say that shit.
Dre went what you told him to say.
Word.
He went and recorded it.
Word.
That's
So now I'm open now.
Yeah.
Like now he waiting for he building it line by line, piece by piece.
Yeah, I heard he did that.
I gotta follow up with that. But he keep looking at these two particular dudes like he talking to them. But nah, you should say now you should come like this, big bro. Yeah, no, that's
how long ago was this experience?
when this was, Chad.
A Donda time.
When we was working
So
on Donda.
two years ago,
Yeah.
almost 3 years ago. I respect that because it's easy when you get to the place that you're at to not want to shoot the shots anymore.
Right.
Because now you can have a little bit of pride, a little bit of ego. Like I was talking to my girl yesterday. I had a press pass to the Knicks game, and I didn't know how far the pass could get you. And I hadn't done this game in a while because I've gotten comfortable.
Right.
I used to be hustling to get passes, and then I'm like figuring out where I can go.
Yeah.
And Natalie was like, what do you think you would have done? What would 27-year-old you have done? I was like, what? I would have left with drops from everybody. I would have had videos.
You hung out with Spike Lee after the game.
It would have been everything. Instead, I did like a quick little walkthrough because my pride is like, well, I don't want to get seen, trying to do too much. So I commend you for being like, no, fuck that.
Man,
jump in and let him know.
You gotta seize the moment, man.
Bro, I lost so
Closed
many-
mouth don't get fed.
Facts.
I lost so many moments not being like, if I do this, I'm gonna look like I'm playing myself. You know what I mean?
Right. And
But that's like outside though. If you in a
we all
studio,
do
that's
that
You were in
with
a good
everything,
spot.
But it all with everything in life, I feel like we gotta have that attitude with everything. Like we can't have that fear of flying. Like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a thin line between being hungry and being thirsty.
yeah.
And that's hard to determine sometimes. Like it's difficult. Like, yo, bro, relax. I heard
Okay,
you
that's the clip. Got the line. You got the favorite here.
I'm giving them
Conway
clips right
says,
now.
Conway says there's a thin line.
I'm giving them clips right
There's a
now.
thin line between being hungry and thirsty. Wow.
Write that up.
Yeah, man.
What I'm sure everyone's asked you about this 1,000 times, but like what was the moment like in the famous picture of you talking to Hove?
Oh, I was just about to ask that.
Like what was when
Bro, and you know what's crazy? I saw that moment. Is it a picture? There's
Yeah.
a video too, right?
Yeah, it's video of them talking
Where
on
was
stage.
that? Was that was in New York?
In LA.
Oh, LA.
Noble.
Bro, I saw that moment and I said to myself, I think I might have spoke about it on here. I've had a couple moments like that. That face to face with Hove in a pivotal moment. And I was like, oh, I know exactly what's going on right there.
But that was your first time meeting him though, right? That was the moment.
That was the first time you met him?
That was before there had been
That's my
serious.
first time meeting him.
Right.
That was my first time meeting him.
And he already knew.
And to meet him at the show, like, and you know, I just kind of like unpack everything. So it's like, yo, this man left the game, and it's just him and Emery in LA. I'm sure he had probably like some type of $1 million plain Jane, no diamond watch on. And it's just that level of comfort to just, I'm gonna just walk across the street from the Staples Center and go over here and watch these boys show. It was crazy to me, you know what I mean?
Had you already rocked?
No, I ain't even go on yet. That's what I'm saying. He got there like right when I was about to go on. You know, how he was doing it was Wes would go first, then he'll bring Benny out. Benny would do his shits, and then Benny would bring me out on the Tito's back joint. And yeah, man, shit, I come out, I'm walking through the hall. I ain't even know, like, I didn't even know he was there until I went to take me a break. I think I was doing the cow, and I kind of broke down, and I had to walk off the stage, get a towel, and just wipe my face and all that. And he was right there,
like
waving, like, oh, come here.
Like Jesus Christ, just bloop right there.
My eyes, world.
And what'd he say? He's just telling you he was a fan?
Yeah, he was just telling me he was a fan of that overdose record I got with Alchemist. Like, yo, that overdose is crazy. You know what I mean? We talked about some other. He gave me some other jewels, but I ain't. You know, he don't.
Those are the personal jewels.
He don't like when you talk about the shit.
See, this is what I'm telling you.
I know.
I'm telling you, like
I
those
know.
moments.
I got set up.
Private.
I got set up.
And the thing about Hov is that if he's willing to talk to you and drop those gems, he trusts you to keep those gems.
Yeah, but I just want to say for the record, I was screwed. Pause by Ebro.
Yes.
Because I had the moment with Hove.
Look, that's mine, yo. That's mine at the Barclays.
That's one of many.
Yeah. No, but this is
Ross.
That's Ross, yeah.
Ross's big ass back.
Khaled back there too hating. But that's
a hell of a pick right
and
there.
this is not even I got one without Ross where he's like really telling me some shit and it was like
the best pictures, the best videos, because you know one thing about Hov, he really is like a fan too of the hip hop shit. Like
he really is.
He gonna give you your flowers, man. He gonna pull you to the side, and he just a regular dude. Like he ain't never really struck me as no funny style industry. Like that's why I respect and honor. That's why he hate that internet stuff and blah. Like if y'all have a convo, he absolutely hate you run back on an interview or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Jay-Z said, you know what I mean. Like he probably would never answer another text message from you.
So he called me and told me some things, and I knew he want it to be private.
Yeah. Why you skipping the first part though?
What it was?
Why he called?
I've never told that part.
Oh really?
No. Oh. That's I think the only thing that salvaged anything. I never said what it was about.
Oh, got you.
All I said was that Ebro. All that Ebro was like, well, tell the story, just don't say exactly what I said.
Right.
So I did that. I basically said he called and G-checked me, but I didn't say what it was over.
Right.
And by the way, that's the whole story. Yeah. What it was over is the whole thing. And the fact that I saved that, I think, would be enough to spare me. But it made me realize, I was like, I wish I just hadn't said anything at all.
Yeah, he preferred it.
Because he picks the moments. He knows who he is.
Yeah.
Like, he's absolutely aware. That's why the type of thing I said in the story always is that he literally called and said, yo, this is Hov. And I said, who? And he went, there's only one Hov.
Bro, one time, we used to do the morning show, right?
Yeah.
And we used to do a pre-morning show because they was giving us the bullshit. So we had a pre-morning show, and then Big Boy used to come on as a syndicated show. So we was talking about snitching on the radio. Hov on the way to the airport, or coming back from the airport. He was going to the airport. He was like, "This is what snitching is," and wrote a whole long description. He's like, if you witness a murder and you have nothing to do with it, that's not snitching. Snitching is if you do crime with somebody and they get caught. And I was like, this is a crazy. I still have the BlackBerry that message saved, so I don't lose it. But like, he'll have to talk.
That's how he is. And He's funny too, so you never know if he's just like busting your balls.
Oh no, and he likes to bust balls.
Serious funny. He's like, you don't know if he's serious or funny with it. Like,
yeah, he's funny.
We just talked about the Jae, talked about Dre. What about the first time you met Marshall?
Oh, that was. You can imagine. Like the funny thing about Marshall is, that's actually. And I wanted to hit his little ass in his chest too when he said it, but my son was like, I'm like, who your favorite rapper? He's like, oh, friends, Eminem, then you, Dad. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But, so it was like dope as hell for me to, even do the deal with him. And he was always one of my favorite rappers, always my favorite. You know what I mean?
Where do you have him? Yo, M gets I know this may sound like naive. I'm surprised at the random hate M still gets on the internet.
I know.
Like I thought he surpassed it. I was like, didn't everyone give up and just be like, yeah, the whole white boy shit, it like died at some point. He just became.
He's like.
I don't get it either. I don't understand why he get it.
He's grandfathered in.
He's Eminem.
He proved everything he could prove.
Yo, and he not only proved it with the music, he proved it with the commitment to like treating hip hop in the right way in every setting possible, bro. Yeah. Like he gets up at the award shows and shouts out Cool G rap. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm always surprised. But what do you think? I feel like M's presence in a room is much different than Hove. Like they're both crazy iconic presence, but M, I don't know, remember Cipha, when M was in Detroit, he crept up. And I like turned around and M was just standing there. Whereas when Hove comes to Hot 97, like you can feel the building shake when he gets there.
Right, but that's different though, because we was in M's house.
Yeah, his studio.
We went to his studio where, Hot 97, when somebody comes in, especially at that caliber,
there's buzz.
You start feeling the yammering and shit, and people start talking.
Whereas M showing up to his own home studio, no one gives a shit. He's there every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a crazy one, man.
No, they kind of, it's the only thing different about it is like, you can't get stoned around M. You know what I'm saying? You can't really have no drinks or none of that shit. When I went, but M is a regular. That's the thing. Like what people just see like these celebrities that's like super duper mega superstars. You know what I mean? They just think that, they're no longer like, hey, yo, at one point, that motherfucker Eminem was homeless like I was.
Right.
He got 2 lungs and he breathed oxygen like that.
Yep.
And, what I'm learning is guys like that just want to be accepted as that. Like when I be with Hove, like we ain't with all that. Sometimes we ain't on that vibration right now with all the pictures and you know what I'm saying? Like we want to just chill and eat yellowtail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we we good, we chilling like so. That's what I get when I meet Hove. Like I remember one time Hove, I'm on the phone, I'm chilling with Hove at the Hard Rock in Florida and shit, and kicking in and all that. And I'm even on my fan time. This is one of my first times. You know what I mean? A couple, I'm still like, to spend this much time with him was shocking to me. Like, damn, that shit, sit down, you good, you chill. So I'm with him, we chilling, and my man called from jail. You know what I'm saying? My right-hand man. And he heard it, Hove heard it. Over.
What he heard it. You got a collect call from his correctional facility.
I'm like, geez, what up? I'm on speakerphone. What's good with you, bro? He like, Hove like, let me see that phone. Took my phone, like, yo, it was like talking to my man.
Wow. Nah, like, he jumped on the phone with your boys.
Facts, like,
that's
yo,
crazy,
what's good, man. Like, yo, man, you good in there? How you? You know what I mean? Just kind of made my homeboy day with that. Shit.
What? That might last you 6 months.
In jail?
And again, that's what I'm saying. He's aware of the power that he has and knows how to use it in positive ways.
Same thing with M. Like we used to be at the festivals and shit, Coachella, and I'd go back there, he'd come out his trailer and just spend like his whole, 20 minutes or whatever he had before he had to get ready to go on stage with me, like just talking, giving me questions and shit and all that, like, regular guys. That's really all I'm trying to say. Like, they're just regular dudes.
Yeah, but I saw that picture when you first met Hove, and I think somebody told me you whispered it in his ear, like, and beat you on your own record. Didn't you say something like that too?
Yeah, nah, man.
That didn't come up.
Nah,
that's why I murked.
He murked you on Renegade, son.
It's fake news.
That's right. All right, so last outside person I want to ask you about, since we're already down the road. Mm-hmm. Gotta ask about the Ye project. I talked to Gunn about it afterwards. Did you go to the Donda shows?
I went to one of them.
What were those things like?
I went to one in like Atlanta.
Oh yeah, in the football stadium. It was cool.
It was fine, yeah.
Did it feel like on the outside it looks chaotic? Does it feel chaotic on the inside? Like, does anybody know what the fuck's going on?
He does. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? But it's not as like it looks on the outside, and on the inside, it's like, you know, again, man, you know, when you watching things through that scope, like the social media lens and all that, you're gonna, you know, get what you get from it. You know what I mean? But when you in close proximity, you get to see like
It feels more human.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like Ye is fine. Like Ye's fine. You know what I'm saying? I was there with him. I lived at his house
How long were you there?
about 2 weeks. Yeah, about 2.5 weeks.
Jeez.
Did you guys do more songs?
We did a gang. I did a gang of records over there. Facts. I did a gang of records over there. Just watching him create and make beats from scratch. And
Now, do you get to leave with anything from that, like any roughs of any sort, or you just leave and that's it?
I don't think I did. Nah.
That's what I was gonna ask.
think
Like
I
when
got
you do
none.
stuff like that, you just drop verses wherever, and then leave, and you don't worry about what happens with those verses.
Nah. Until they get used. But see, I'm gonna be honest, and I don't even know if I should be even like. I don't want to like sound like I'm trying to. Basically, what I'm about to say is like, I approached the situation wrong. I wish I could have a do-over with that. A lot of shit I don't be tripping on, but I wish I had a do-over with that.
With
meaning
what,
like with
Kanye?
with the Kanye shit. Because I went out there under the impression, yo, I'm about to go out here and write some songs for him. So I never did no writing. You know what I mean? For other people. My shit was my shit. I barely write my own shit. Right. I just go in. Right. You know what I mean? So, and especially like some gospel rap kind of vibe. So, I went in there, and I was writing from the perspective as if like I'm him. He gonna say my raps.
Right.
What I should have did was went in there like these songs that he played me was featured me. I feel like the verses would have been way better out because just my approach on the track. I feel like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say.
You tried to shape it.
I was trying to shape it and mold and tailor, make it for Ye instead of just like going on there and just hearing Donda and hearing other records and the other people he had come in and do stuff. That's what they did. You know what I mean?
Right.
They didn't really go in it. Like that's what Sci-Hi was doing. Like I spent like my whole time with Sci-Hi.
By the way, Sci-Hi is ill.
Bro,
Amazing.
that guy Sci-Hi.
Sci-Hi's fucking.
That album,
I love the
I was
Sci-Hi
late on
album.
it, but that
Nobody
shit
really
is
fucking with
fire,
Sci-Hi.
bro.
There ain't too many people fucking with Sci-Hi.
Yeah, like I don't like to
It's
use.
phenomenal.
Bro.
Yeah, shouts to Sci-Hi. I don't like to use the term underrated too much because it sounds like people don't appreciate. But like, Sci-Hi is he's a fucking impressive dude, bro.
Oh, let's get him on the show.
We should get Sci-Hi on the show. I'm a big fan. By the way, your Jae Skeese in the building as well.
Jae Skeese is in the building.
Jae Skeese album Cipha is one you should listen to.
Jae Skeese.
Yeah, it's
This
streaming.
guy.
It's streaming everywhere right now, and I love your guys' story of meeting. And I love that you guys are different. So Cipha Skeese does not talk about bricks and guns.
Aw.
I know.
Damn it.
He is
Where am I going to find those kind of raps?
New Conway album. But so Skeese was selling you shoes? Is that the situation?
Yes, he's worked at a spot. I mean, he told you the story.
Yep. I'm just curious from your perspective.
He worked at a store. I've heard of him and stuff around town and shit, like his skill and stuff before that, but we didn't really we didn't grow up together or we weren't from the same hood and none of that, but it was a mutual respect and all that. We kind of knew of each other and knew each other. We seen each other even before the sneaker store shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's just where life had us at the time, and it really wasn't even on my mind like, yo, nah, when I make it, man, I want to. It never really happened like that. I really don't know. I just was starting to get into a good place with it. I remember what we did, the Spooky show. Was that before I DM'd you?
That was way before that.
Before
that
I
was
DM'd you.
2016.
The Spooky show.
Yeah,
well, that's when
2016.
Prodigy was still living. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So I was doing a show. I did my own show. This is 2016, right? 15, 16? P was still living. I had Prodigy perform,
forgot the
Mayhem
whole
Loren,
Prodigy
Static
connection.
Selector.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
I forgot that whole
Skeese rocked,
segment.
and years later, it's just like, yo, what you want to do, bro? Like,
So years later, after rocking with him, you came back around.
Like, yo, what's good, bro? Because I always felt like I was always a fan of just lyrics. I don't care what you talking about, what your story is,
Right.
where you didn't have to be, a gangster
Yeah.
or a drug dealer or none of that for you to be. That don't dictate whether you nice or not. Like
Right.
those is usually the guys that lose in the battles. All the ones I went to, they usually lose. I mean, we saw 8 Mile. That's a little glimpse. B Rabbit fucked Papa Doc up.
Yep.
The toughest motherfucker in Detroit, and they couldn't even get a word out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I always was impressed by. You know what I mean? I'm kind of from the old school. I just was always impressed by the rapper and the MC that was more intelligent than the others. Like, I like smart, ill, lyrical rap. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what's
And
ill
then
about
that
you.
Prodigy Hell on Earth album where he blended the still the street grimy shit, but he was like, I feel like that was his lyrical peak, like lyricism with the street grimy shit, but he was saying words and that verse on Apostles' Warning and shit like that. It was like, man, you hear what this man's saying? And that's where I kind of got my shit from. So fast forward having that, just meeting bro and just hearing how he come. It ain't got to be full of just like bricks and I did this, so that, shot this and shot that. Like,
Well, by the way, I feel like
that should be cap anyway. I never did killed nobody or none of that shit.
Well, and I mean, you're a very rare example of living the life that you rap about, or at some point you did. But by the way, drum work in general does not mirror your lyrical style.
Yeah.
Love the Genius does not remind me of
Right.
Conway the Machine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I really appreciate that. Like, honestly, I get that from you guys.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I have my share of it.
Real talk.
And I still have other ones I like too. There are a lot of people doing street shit that I really enjoy. But like, I need the balance, especially me doing my son.
Balance, man.
I can't play every record I play on my radio show is about bricks. I can't. I need everything.
Do we not love, Fife and them? The
Right.
tribe? Do we not love, saying recipes, True Goy, all them? Do we not love them? They wasn't selling no fucking cocaine on their records and shit. They was having fun and spitting that shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of artists, a lot of groups, and it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I'm glad that bro don't need me to, you know what I'm saying, to coach him or tell him, or pet his ego that it's okay. He's super confident in what he got to bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna leave his legacy like that. And I think that's what's the illest shit about Skeese, is that he ain't caught up in, the perception of like what, everybody else doing. Like, he do him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he gonna win.
I wonder how many, you probably seen this, how many cats from Buffalo were like more lyrical or underground, and since y'all blew up, they became gangsters all of a sudden.
Like they thought that was the Buffalo.
That's they're like, this is the only way to bust out of Buffalo.
I don't
what they
even care.
did.
I'm drunk now too. I'm gonna speak my mind 1,000%.
And it's like, you didn't have to
what's
do
so
that.
Refreshing about Skeese,
Right.
about love.
Yeah.
Like, they not getting caught up in that. It's the same thing with, just a lot of this East Coast shit and all that. We want to just follow a lot of rappers. Like, it ain't East Coast anywhere. Like, we want to just do what everybody else doing. What everyone, okay, Chicago, that drill, okay, New York drill, when everybody want a motherfucking Pop Smoke beat.
Yeah.
I know.
like whatever happened to being like just original, just being creating your own patch.
I get it a little bit. I give them a little bit of a pass on the point that where we come from, people are so desperate to get out. They think this is what it was. But the problem I have with it, if you think this is the way to go, then shoot your shot.
Right.
But what is they talk? They talk all the shit off. Bro, I met you a year ago and you weren't a gangster. And
yeah.
If you think that music is gonna help you get out of your current situation, okay, I understand.
More power to you, right?
And we come, we live. I grew up in New York, so I was always around the music industry. I can't imagine if you live somewhere in the middle of the country and don't know how to get out, and this sound works, and you go
think
for
that's
it.
the way.
Right.
Then if you making music that way, but when you start trying to act that way when it's not real,
Right.
I'm like, what the
Especially in these times, these young boys are G-check you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, you know, and it should be okay, man. Like, that's just me personally. Personally, I like when somebody is just original and just doing it their way and, you know, trying to stand out and be an outside-the-box thinker. You know, like me, I love gangster rap. I love that gangster shit on the track. West Coast gangster shit from the early 90s.
Yeah, that's my
what
shit.
Honed my skill. Like,
my
where
shit.
Dog Pound.
what inspired me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? MC8 and Spice One and them.
Spice One too.
You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Wow.
Like
Trigger's
that's
Got
the
No Heart?
stuff. Exactly. So I'm gangster rap to the fullest
Right.
and stuff. But what I'm saying is I personally think that there's nothing wrong with, you know, the lyrical, just the ill MC. It ain't gotta be lyrical, just the ill MC who I ain't sold nothing. That don't mean I ain't from the hood or I ain't live. I'm from it too. I'm from the east side. I saw it just like you saw it. I wasn't walking around and I don't talk about that shit in my raps. I ain't shooting nobody or killing nobody in my raps or selling no bricks in my raps and trapping and, you know, fucking your bitch and all that in my shit. I'm just barring you
drugs.
down. I'm barring you to death. Even if you sold drugs and did
sold
that. It's
drugs.
rappers that was outside and did it. I can name, it's a lot of that was on that was still outside and still active, gangbangers or whatever. But that ain't what they spit about.
Right. But they wanted to make music that was about other things.
Saying? Yeah, like they just was barring shit down.
Was G-Rap your first? Was G-Rap the first sort of quote gangster kind of rapper that you were into?
No.
Who came
From
first?
the East Coast, yeah.
But it was the West Coast shit first that got
West
you.
Coast shit first. Cube, Ice Cube,
Wait,
Ice T.
give me
Ice Cube.
Give me your top 5. I'm gonna do East Coast and West Coast. Give me your top 5 West Coast influences on your early days to that geared you towards what you are now.
Early days.
Early days.
I'm about to go Ice T,
Ice-T.
Ice Cube.
Cube.
I mean, basically, I can say the whole NWA as one. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
say
that's one,
Ice T, Ice Cube. I mean, NWA.
I'll put NWA and Cube in the same one. That's one.
Yep. NWA, Ice T, and MC8, Spice One.
MCA,
DJ
like listening
Quick.
to the whole album.
Yeah. The whole
Spice
album,
One.
everything,
Wait,
yeah.
Spice One is LA or Bay?
It's Bay.
It's West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast. And then what was the last one?
Yeah, Spice One from the Bay. And Quick, DJ Quick.
Quick.
Yeah.
Yo,
Love
man, Quick is incredible,
Love
man.
Quick. No Dog Pound?
Yeah, Dog Pound, but that was, you know,
Oh, a little later.
right. Definitely Dog Pound, Corrupt. Shout out my dude, Corrupt Gotti, man.
That first
Word,
Dog
my
Pound
fool
album, I
Dash.
can't.
Syph loves that first Dog Pound album.
Cannot listen to
Dog,
it, man.
that Dog Pound for sure.
I cannot listen to it, bro.
I don't know, man. I might gotta put you might got me there, man. Snoop and Dre and them definitely. I forgot about
But
that.
Snoop
Yeah.
is almost a given.
You're right. It's almost like they get an
Yeah,
asterisk.
we all get that, yeah.
Exactly. I gotta go with that Dog Pound, Snoop and Dre, that Death Row, early Death Row over Quick. I'm gonna put Quick at 6.
That's fair.
And well, Quick helped a lot of Death Row shit on the low, producing and mixing and all that.
The East Coast,
Yeah, East
we'll
Coast.
probably do. So what are you asking me as far as top 5 what?
Like influences.
Influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not like what made you
One of
eventually get to where you are now, but what was like the early sparks?
the early sparks.
Yeah.
Hove.
Which Hove? Which album?
Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt. I said that, right? I said he was gonna say
I
that.
had a summer youth job, and I used to listen to that shit on my way to work and back and forth
On cassette.
all summer long on cassette.
Cassette.
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt, Big, Helter Skelter, Nocturnal album.
Wow. Okay, Conway.
Ooh, that's a fire album.
It was written.
It was written over Illmatic.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. and
Why?
Hell-
How's
Hell
that?
on Earth.
And whole on earth.
And 6, Muddy Waters, Redman.
She.
That was my own.
No Woo?
Definitely will. I just thought of that as you.
No, that
why
will-
was you
that's
saying
7.
that?
That's
I
7.
can't like the Purple Tape and Ray. I'm gonna have to put on I'm gonna have to put Helter Skelter at 6.
And bump up the Woo.
Yeah.
Even they would agree with
I
that.
think everyone becomes.
Helter Skelter's a good one, though.
I'm going Woo number 1, Reasonable Doubt 2.
Wait, Woo, which out? Purple Tape?
Purple Tape, Iron Man.
Oh, both.
Yeah.
You take Iron Man over Supreme Clientele?
No.
But as an early spark, though.
No, it's earlier.
As
It's
an early
earlier.
spark.
It's earlier.
I've watched Supreme Clientele, Ghost, dope as out.
Yeah.
That's the Ghost dope.
Yo, but I can't get over, man, like Ghost level of consistency in terms of even how he sounds right now when you hear him rap.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, what Ghost? What?
his level of consistency.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's just, and you know what my favorite thing about Ghost is? I don't know if you've had this experience, Con, because you've met so many of your heroes. Ghost is like a person that you watched growing up, and you're like, he's like a character. He's like a figment of hip hop's imagination. Like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And then when you meet him, he's a real person, but he is exactly that also.
Exactly that also, word. But, you know, every time, see, I met Ghost as he was older and chilling. Like, I would have loved to meet, like, Ghost in the 90s. And
Wild Out Ghost?
Yeah, Wild Out Ghost. Just
Scrambling days.
Scrambling days.
Scrambling
we
days.
kind of was alike, dog. Like, you know, my younger days and shit, too. But, like, when I meet him, it's just, you know what I'm saying? He's sitting back, chilling and giving some jewels. Same thing with Chef. I had Ghostface too to that Lauryn Hill. I'm building a track right here.
Yeah.
Me featuring Lauryn
But you and Ghost
Hill,
have a record together.
Andre 3000 and Ghostface. Yeah, but it ain't my record.
It ain't your record, right.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That would be.
That's a crazy.
Yo, Conway,
Who does the
3
beat?
Stacks. Who do the beat? Justice League.
Ooh. By the way, this has been on my mind all night. Do annoying, like, people who don't know who you are, like annoying white people at the airport when they hear your name, somehow make some confusion with Kanye because your name's Conway. I could see that being an annoying thing that happens somehow.
Actually, it'd be more black people that fuck it up than white people.
And they'll be like, but they'll be like, oh, Conway West? You're like, what? That's not even a thing.
Yeah. Like, I stay getting called Kanye. I stay getting called West. I get called Benny.
We get that.
Oh, shit.
We get that.
West, my
People
man
call me
Westside
E,
Gunn.
My man
Bro,
West-
I gotta get a picture. West.
No, okay,
Yo,
so-
I'm Conway.
All right,
Oh shit, my bad, bro.
Okay.
Conway.
So tell me what you do here. I've had this situation. I'm walking down the hall. I'm walking down at MSG, and someone behind me, I just hear them start yelling, "Yo, bro, bro!" What do? Now, do you ignore it until they say your name right?
Yeah, you ignore that.
I mean, if it's
I
far
do.
away and they're yelling at you,
Yes.
yeah, you ignore that shit.
But what if they come right up to your face and they go, "Yo, Westside Gunn, man, I'm a big fan."
That's when you gotta.
You say no.
Conway. But thank you though.
But thank you though. You're still a gentleman
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
still a gentleman, bro. I'm still-
Because
you West.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm wet. Yo, boom, boom,
Because
boom,
what
boom,
if they?
boom.
Because what if they think?
Shit, appreciate it.
What if they think you said Kanye?
the air.
Like he's like, yo, Westside Gun, what's good? You're like, no, I'm Conway. And he's like, you ain't Kanye.
It's like,
No, but you know what I was having a.
out in my face.
Yo, so I was having a conversation with Wale at WrestleMania, and he was talking about
boy.
how literally just a minute before that he was walking somewhere, and they were like, "Big Sean" or whatever, some other rapper from the era.
Yeah.
And I said to him, "Do you realize that to not have people say shit like that, you literally have to be like Jay-Z or Beyonce,
Word.
even if you're big time. I'm talking." Big. Like Patrick Mahomes goes out for a
Snoop,
meal
yeah,
and someone
Eminem.
calls him another quarterback's name.
Yeah.
Like it's
Right.
yeah, you have to be Snoop.
You gotta be Snoop. Marshall got that too.
Yeah, like no one's going up to Marshall and be like, Hove.
Right.
But until you get to that level, it's so funny. Like you could be dumb actors. I know, you know,
time.
Idris Elba gets asked about movies that whatever other hot black
how was-
actor is doing.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
Facts.
crazy. I saw you in Get Out.
Yeah, exactly. Daniel Kaluuya movies.
Word. Or they just call you by, you know, that character you play. Like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
yeah, yeah.
Stringer Bell. What's up, man?
Oh, bro.
Like, yo, my name Idris, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure that sucks. You know what I'm saying?
I was at the fight a couple weeks ago, and I was with Booker T, the wrestler. You know Booker T.
Yeah.
And Booker T's walking through the crowd, man, and like it was fun just to walk behind him and watch how people react to him.
Yeah.
like so many people of a certain age all had like, oh shit, oh it's Booker T. Oh. Yeah. And then some people are just lazy. They just want to call out his dance move. Yo, spin a Rooney. I'm like, my man, you got to say more than just spin a Rooney.
I'm fucking crying.
Spin a Rooney.
I was like,
Man, you got a cool ass life, dog. You could just like hang out with wrestlers and shit. Like that shit, we dreamed of, dog.
I mean, listen, bro. I was dreaming of being in the studio with Dr. Dre.
Rappers
So
and wrestlers, like my two, damn. Like I wish
you have. What do you mean you wish?
Yeah, but I don't be at the wrestlings and shit like Weston.
Why don't you come as much?
Because they don't, cut me off, man. They don't fuck with me.
Who?
Westside, them niggas.
Yo, by the way,
he like going wrestle with his buddy Smoke Dizzer and Wale. He don't call the big brother no more, man.
By the way, hold on, Cipha, headline.
That's the
headline.
clip.
Hold on, clip. Conway's on bad terms with Westside Gunn. So we were just obviously joking about Gunn. Do you get bored of the fact that I feel like every 6 weeks there's a headline on one of the rap sites that says problems in Griselda?
Yeah.
But like someone just asked me about it and I had to be like, guys, they're legitimate family. We can't keep doing this over and over again. Like, it doesn't mean that they're not annoyed with each other or that things don't happen, but like it does seem like every cycle a story comes out about that.
Yeah. It gets old. It's boring. We need a new hot take. You know what I'm saying? There's no issues with the family. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just, the optics of when looking at it from the outside looking in, they don't see us together as much. You know what I mean? They don't see us hanging or.
Well, everyone has their own.
And all that. Yeah,
y'all have your own situations.
Their own responsibilities and stuff. We getting older. We having kids and all that. We got families. We got businesses. And
I mean, even just musically, you're pushing the Skeese project right now. Benny's got BSF. There's always.
Yeah, we still got each other's full support and blessings through whatever we doing. And we just don't never run to the internet or whatever with it, like to try to clear nothing out.
Hey, you don't feel the need to
think what they think.
You don't need to take an Instagram picture, and be like, yo, at lunch with my cousin.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So we wanted to ask you. We were talking before you got here. What kind of family? Like y'all are family.
Yeah.
As kids, can you describe like the family dynamic in terms of the way you guys kind of all interacted?
No, because I really wasn't around as a kid.
They were around.
Yeah. That's what they have that I don't have.
And when did you start being around?
Older, as a teenager.
Yeah. You were just in the street doing different shit?
Yeah, I was with my mom's side of it. My mom and them.
Different part of town?
No, same part of town.
But different world.
Different world. And I didn't really know that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really know I had this big of a family type shit.
Wow. And then when you guys
he's having trouble understanding that. This is a guy with 2 parents and a dog, and he doesn't understand what you're saying.
No. Well, it is funny though. I was talking.
Like, why didn't your dad just call your mom?
Well, no, I was. Fine. I'm from a 2-parent home. Right, no. I was laughing about something today. We had you saw Aljamain Sterling at the station. Right. So we interviewed this UFC fighter named Aljamain Sterling from Long Island. Went to Uniondale High School.
Oh,
right.
Turtle Hook.
I said, how many siblings do you have? He was like, it started like that. So you already know it's to be an interesting answer. Yeah. He was like 20. And I was like, what do you mean like 20? Let's talk about this. Yeah. And he legit couldn't remember. He has 8 with the same parents, right. And then it's around 20 total. Yeah. And I was just saying, I was like, man, it's crazy how we can all use the word family loosely. Like, he cares about his family or he spends time with his family. And yet all of our family situations are so vastly fucking different. You know what I mean? Like, I have a very basic platonic family. Brother, 2 parents. Parents have a couple siblings. That's kind of it. Right. You know what I mean? Everyone's situation's so completely different. When you started being around more, did you guys are we talking about like holidays together?
Nah, just every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? Like I would go spend the night, spend the weekends at West's house, West's grandmother. That's where we I would see Benny and them and Shane Gun.
Wait, this is
at
teenage?
Wes's grandmother's house.
Teenagers?
Yeah, it might have been a little younger than that.
Yeah, like
Benny
12.
Benny and them was kids. Shane Gun was like me and Wes age. Benny is a little younger than Benny, like 3 years younger than me.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? We'd just be spending the night at Graham's house. Wes and his grandmother had Wes had the video games and the snacks on top of the
Wait, and Wes was super close with his aunt, right?
Yeah.
And she even
That's what I'm saying. Shell was making
Shell. She was into the
we
like
was having dominoes.
He's watching the wrestling.
Going over there. I'm tired. I ain't gotta eat this can of tuna fish tonight.
Yo, were they
dominoes?
Were they ordering the pay-per-views over? Were they ordering the pay-per-views over there?
And I get to watch the pay-per-views and all. That's what I'm saying. You know the story like rack.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But we was still always rapping and shit. We was probably like 12, 13. 14 years old.
Who was the most motivated of the three of you? Was there one who pushed it the hardest?
Rapping or what?
Just the bit like they were gonna do this.
Yeah,
that we're gonna
getting it.
Wes.
Had to be Wes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean Wes.
Like, you know what I mean? Wes, we would be recording in like a karaoke machine in his basement, his grandmother's basement. You know what I'm saying? Man, just always had this dream, and he would be, you know what I mean, making like jerseys or something, a shirt, some shit. He, you know what I mean, a jacket. I made this. Shit, this 101, it's custom. You know what I'm saying? Word.
Yo, the gun impressions too real.
He was always on that. You know what I mean? And we'd be rapping and shit, and making our little tapes on the karaoke machine, and you know what I mean. We just always was like knew he was gonna spit, but when we was doing that, Benny wasn't rapping. Benny, you know what I'm saying? He was young. He was younger than us.
And that 3 years makes it different at that age.
We think about it. We 14.
Right, so that's 11.
9.
Yeah. That's,
you know what I'm saying? 11 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
So, he wasn't. He was just watching us and be around. You know what I mean? He with us. Benny, Shane Gun, me.
Was Shane Gun rapping too?
My man Matt.
Shane Gun. Everyone rapping?
Shane Gun wasn't rapping. Shane Gun was just the guy who everybody can go to when we needed somebody beat up.
Shane Gun is one of the illest names I ever heard, yo.
Shane Gun Black. Word.
Shane Gun is when I first heard that on the records, I was like, that's the illest name ever.
And that's what he was on.
I mean, I've been around hip hop a long time. I've been around the streets a long time. I've heard people been called a lot of different things. I was like, that one was right there.
People was more afraid of his hands than his gun were.
Really?
Yeah. You ain't want to get no spanking from Shane Gun.
Really?
Yeah, it was a painful night in the hospital. Painful night or two in the hospital for you.
That's not, we laughing at pain. Yeah, that's crazy.
Conway, this album is what? Do you even know what number album you're on?
No.
Chad?
I don't know, man. It's just we
saying what?
We're gonna say the teens.
It's in the teens, you're saying?
We cooking, man. We cooking.
Yo, but you're prolific on like a crazy level. Like I mean, I don't want to say things that are crazy. You tell me if I'm speaking out of school.
Yeah.
But like I'm starting to think of you and Benny, by the way. Benny gets a lot of shit off too.
Yes.
It used to be back in the day, I don't know how you feel. I thought the most prolific rapper of all time was Tupac. Like for the time that he was on this earth, the amount of features and things he got done in projects. Yeah. Then Wayne came along. And I'm like, all right, Wayne is the most prolific rapper of all time. Like no one's made more records than Wayne. Yeah. And I think Wayne probably still holds the title for, if you were to actually be able to gather all of his music, it would take you a lifetime.
Right.
But Con, I'm not going to lie, bro. You put out a lot of music.
Put out a lot of music,
man,
bro.
We cooking, man. We cooking, man.
Don't you feel like you're running out of things to say?
Yeah, how do you keep coming up with fucking
I don't know.
things
I
to
don't
say?
get it, bro. It's like nonstop.
The mushrooms. Nah, man. I don't know, man. I just, this is God's gift, man. I just, that's why, because I'm not looking for one particular thing to talk about, I think.
Yeah.
I just go in there and say whatever the first thing come to my mind. Like, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what beat I'm going to choose. None of that. I don't even listen to beats until I'm in the studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't even want to.
You need a beat to write?
Play on it.
Or sometimes you write without a beat?
Only after I done heard the beat for like a while, then I got it in my head.
And you could go right to it.
More, I could just kind of
Like, cause you know how some people just rap, and then they put a beat to it or whatever. Like some people like what I like, and who the fuck am I to judge? But I like when the beat inspires the rhyme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you hear the beat and like,
exactly. That's
oh, it's
how I do
slower. The bass line's making me groove like this.
The beat. I don't just have a bunch of raps in my phone or in my notebook that I
could just pull out.
And get to spitting. But
Yo, I just pulled up a random playlist, so I'm not like I'm not giving this person, I don't know if this gentleman knows what he's doing, but it's called Conway Features. I was gonna just search who has a playlist, see what you remember. Out of Line, Nori featuring Conway the Machine and Method Man.
Yep, fire.
All right.
Shout out my nigga.
Well, this one I know you remember. Saltwater, Danger Mouse, Black Dot, Conway the Machine.
Crack.
Fire. Of course you'll remember Babies and Food, Freddie Gibbs.
Crack.
G Herbo, Machines.
Oh, crack.
Crazy. This is a hell of a playlist.
Russian Roulette, Lil Wayne, Benny, Conway.
What's that from?
Crazy.
From Wayne?
Wayne
It's from Wayne's album, yeah.
Oh, I never heard that. Oh, I did hear that one. That one is fire.
We got shit.
Oh, let's see.
Skeese,
Tongpo, Bronson, and Conway the Machine.
Crack.
Off that Bronson project.
Crack.
Then there's back-to-back Alchemist joints. Judas, Rey Mysterio, and Mac 10 Wounds with the Alchemist.
Triple crack.
Cracky.
Russ featuring Ghostface and Conway, Distance.
Wow.
Armani Caesar, of course, from Armani's project. A one with a T.I. record? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got a tip joint with Tip.
You know, Tip featuring London J, Conway the Machine.
Yeah.
King Kong Rhythm. Jay-Z, Jadakiss, Conway the Machine. You just love that line. Just the listing. Just the fact that exists as a...
goated me right there. that goated me. And I had the rawest verse. Goated me.
Was that agreed? Was that a shared opinion?
I don't care who opinion it is. It's my opinion. I had the illest verse upon that record.
And that's the joint from the soundtrack.
Oh, hood.
38 Special joint, 223s. I love this joint. This one's recent. I used to play this all the time. The Red Pesto, Mayhem Loren, Derringer, and you.
Yeah.
This joint's hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Lloyd Banks, Menace. Shouts to Banks who's ducking me. We need
a hell of an album playlist right
There's
now.
no, he's doing a great job. He's doing great. Hood Blues, DMX.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Oh, Hood Blues is fire.
Yeah. By the way, that was the best song on that album, I think.
I do too.
It's a good album though.
It's a good album, but that one to
Don't
me,
get enough burn.
that one felt the most organic.
Yeah, that one felt real.
Yeah.
Oh, he had shouted you out before that too, right? Or when he was doing press, they were asking like, "Who's on the album?" He was like, "Them Griselda boys."
Yeah.
Did you do that with him, or no? You sent it in.
He was there at the studio. No, we flew.
We're talking DMX, by the way.
Yeah, the DMX record. We flew to we recorded it in Atlanta, and he was there. But I think I got in late, or I didn't get there on time. He was sick or something.
It was originally supposed to be.
But they said he was there, but he went home.
I mean, it might have been that, right? But
When we got there, he wasn't.
When he got there, you weren't. He wasn't there anymore.
That's what I was saying. Like when I got there, was there, but he was there, but he dipped before we got there.
So did you hear what he did? Did you already hear what?
Everybody was there when we flew in and got to the studio. Like Wes, Benny, everybody was there.
Got it.
Yeah, we all did our verse right there with D and Y and them, and you know what I'm saying. And
Wow.
Oh, D&Y was there.
Yeah, I don't think Y was there, but D was there. Yeah.
Bro, but how crazy is that? Like for you, you've had to have had DMX records.
At T.I. studio too. Matter of fact, T.I. was there too.
You got the full cosign from Mobb Deep when you guys did the New York show. I remember. I don't know if you remember this. You came to the radio station the next morning. I don't know if you remember that. Y'all came into. We did an interview the next day, and you guys were just like high off of that New York show when everyone came out. I think the Locks came out.
Yep.
Mobb Deep came out.
Yeah.
It was sort of. Would you describe that day was sort of like a coronation? Like people really came out to like show this
was
is
that?
It was at Webster Hall.
Webster Hall.
Wow.
It was our first tour, and it was the first stop on that tour. It was here at Webster Hall, and Prodigy came out, Mobb Deep, Locks came out, Raekwon came out.
Oh yeah, Raekwon too. Right.
This is a
And
dream.
Just,
This is a dream come
Raekwon
true.
just got the mic. Yo, these who needs them? Like kind of like I'm passing the torch to these.
Who said that?
Raekwon.
Raekwon,
Like,
wow.
Stop the music
Wow.
and shit and just went on this rant.
Ain't nothing
that-
like a Raekwon
Out
rant.
of all
man.
the stuff I did, like when you was asking me earlier, like, you know, all the features and all the artists I worked with and all the stuff that I did, being on the ranch with Ye and that moment on the stage with Hove and all that, like that's up there. But that show right there at Webster Hall, because it really felt like a defining moment for us, man. We've been grinding and chasing this shit for, you know, years and years and years, man. And these is guys that was, you know, hanging on our wall on the posters like Jordan and guys we idolized and looked up to and wanted to be like and wanted to, and nothing more than to even get respected by dudes like this. And to get that in New York City, one of the toughest cities to get kind of crowd
get the
love
love,
and get that salute. Especially as being like the next guys, like even Jada and them stopped the music and said the same, like, "Oh, we gotta hold on, man. What Griselda's doing, yo, man." It looked like it was like, bro, that moment right there to me, sit at the top of the hill.
And was
top
there
of the
any? How do I say this?
Oh, here we go.
Were there any girls at that show?
If they was, they was with their boyfriend that they bought the tickets for in the first place. Like, it's my birthday, man. My boyfriend's a super fan of yours.
I can see like a bartender like, there's a lot of here.
Yo, it could get scary. It could get like, yo, wait a minute. Like, it's been all our shows been like me like that. Never mind the 200 motherfuckers on stage. The crowd is nothing but hard legs. Like,
Oh, let me ask you a question.
no female estrogen present in a building at all.
You don't even have one R&B
it's
feature.
all type
You don't got even the Locks and Mobb Deep. Wu-Tang had Jodeci, Mary records. Like,
We don't have
you don't
that.
have no little joint.
No, you do.
you know it's
Con,
all
you're on.
type
You're
of
on one.
weapons
What's the R&B
there.
record? There's a dope R&B record featuring you that I like.
Shit. No, I got shit.
There's a couple joints.
Oh, the shit with Mary. Oh, I forgot.
Wait, there's a Mary joint?
On a Mary album?
I come Grammy nominee off that old Mary J. Hot my collar, man. That old Mary J, man.
Yeah, come on now.
Are you popping your collar?
Yeah.
That's how I do.
Now, Cipha, can you imagine? Cipha, can you imagine what it's like when you guys have to deal with the list? Chad, I imagine your job when you guys have to do with a Buffalo show. How do you even deal with, like, is it fun to do a Buffalo show or is it just a nightmare, honestly?
All my shows is a nightmare.
Yeah, all of them.
Especially
All of them.
Buffalo. Like, just
I can
we already
imagine.
anticipate, you know what I mean, 200 people at the back door, on stage, in the green room. I already anticipate nowhere for my mama to sit.
Right.
Nowhere for you know what I mean?
No, you might as well fly your mom out to a random place
It's just,
to catch you in Houston.
How many, when you do a show in Buffalo, and this is how we know how real you are.
Oh, here we go.
We do this all the time in New York with Woo, Dip, Locks, anything like that.
Yeah.
How many wheelchair come to your show with you that you know, not in the crowd, that you know? How many wheelchairs y'all got? How many? 6?
nah, not that many.
Six is a lot.
6 is a lot.
Come on.
3, definitely 3.
Just make sure there's access.
Bro, if you ever see a show where it's like,
couple wheelchair.
if you ever see a show like
Obvious,
Dipset and Locks at the Apollo, get the ramp. Get the ramp.
Nah, get the rent.
Get the ramp. Load the ramp up. They coming up. Yo, man, it's an honor
funny
and
as
a
hell.
pleasure, bro. Listen, the reason why we pay money, this is his girl's ex apartment. she was about to give this up. We said, nah, let's keep this. Let's put some bread into this. Yeah. The reason why we have this spot is for nights like this, for you to come here and talk to us, man. We really appreciate that.
No doubt, man. I had a good ass time.
Because this is this is what we want to do. Talk this real shit.
Yeah, we don't have any. That's why before the thing, when you were joking around, you're like, oh, y'all about to ask the hard questions, and I was like, nope. No. That's precisely what we don't want to do. We want people to feel comfortable, have a good time, and I got to tell you, Con, man, I was thinking about it again earlier today. Yeah. The personal growth I've seen from you. I remember the first time he showed up for an interview. First couple times he barely talked in our interviews. Gunn was doing the talking. Yeah. And, I had barely met Conway. And I looked over at Conway, and he's sitting there looking gangster as fuck. I was like, all right, this is the real one right here. And now you fast forward all these years later, man, you've really found your voice, not just on record. You already had your voice on record, but now you found it in media and stuff also, which is another layer to the game.
Yeah.
Well, he's been validated. He's been anointed, man.
I might put my voice in the media game, man. I might fuck around, man.
Here we go, another podcast.
Yeah, great. More competition for us.
Yeah, man.
Can we be on your podcast?
Yeah, how about that? Let me in. Nah, I just want to be the third host on y'all show.
Oh, listen, anytime you're bored and you just want to sit in while we talk to other rappers. See, because we might talk to one of your heroes. We might have one of your heroes sitting here and you could just be in here to chime in and ask questions.
Exactly. No bullshit. Nori did our show many a time, and he was like, how do y'all do this?
Yeah, that is true.
Figured it out and surpassed the student, surpassed the master. But he always shows love, though. Nori always shows love. But
word, man, this shit dope, man.
So by the time
I'm gonna tell you where I first met. Can I tell you real quick?
Yeah, please.
They got me in trouble actually.
Oh,
I was hosting a Comedy Cellar on McDougal Street, and in between when I'm hosting, I come outside. It was summertime. I come outside. I see Bronson with his shirt off. I see Bronson with his shirt off.
Funny story.
And then they was at Mahmoud's, which is the falafel spot right next to the
beautiful
comedy
falafels.
And I come up and there's like
and Mediterranean wraps and that type of shit.
Mahmoud's is the spot. But there was like
I've been looking for that since that day.
He's been looking for it since.
I don't know. Where is that? My
it's on McDougal Street. McDougal Street. Yeah, in the village.
McDougal, my moons.
Yeah.
Bro, this shit's so fire, bro. And that whole block, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
No, that block is a vibe.
College bar vibes, food. But I come out, it's him, Wes, and had to be minimum 12 goons. And I come upstairs, and the owner was there. He don't be there that much. The owner of the Comedy Cellar, and there's all white tourists in the Comedy Cellar. They don't know who I am. Yeah. I'm just another comedian.
Yeah.
And then I go outside, and just 15 start showing me mad love, like goons. And the owner was like, the owner goes, what's going on here?
You're like, well, that's Buffalo.
Whoa, that was crazy that night.
Because it was Bronson before he lost all the weight and got muscular. It was like, that Bronson. Before pandemic, because now there's like all those outdoor seating things.
Yeah. That's did a show, I want to say at Webster Hall, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it might have been.
The same time or a different one?
Yeah, no, I don't think. Same time. It was that night. I could tell the story a little more funnier.
Okay, please tell us.
So we leave. We at the show with Action. That's why he was there. We with AB.
Right.
He put us on to the spot, my mom.
Yeah, he's a foodie.
Yeah, it's a spot.
Right. So after the show, of course, if you ever been to an Action Bronson show, any of y'all, just expect utter chaos.
Yeah. Yes.
Like he's breaking instruments and shit.
Walking out in the crowd, leaving, rapping from the bathroom.
Tearing his shirt off like Hulk Hogan.
I saw him do a TV out once.
He's soaking wet and don't even have a shirt anymore. And he's, we upstairs, his mom there and everything. Like, hey, let's go eat. I know a spot around the corner. And this just walked up the block with no shirt or nothing on, which is the craziest shit to me. Like so we get to my mom's, we order out, we eating. My mom's like one of the spots where we just eating. We parked the truck.
Yeah, there's no way. It's just like a
we
counter.
Just eating outside on a hood of somebody's truck or some shit.
Right.
We deep out there, and we see Dave Chappelle and Scythe walk up. And Dave Chappelle know this act like, but of course he looking at act like, who's this fat ass? He hug and shit. Like, yo, that shit just like, I could tell that shit took Dave. Like, yo, this dude funny as hell. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
Bronson just like do you know Bronson just had a residency? You probably knew. I didn't even know about that.
Where?
He was at LPR. He was at La Poisson Rouge for like a couple weeks. 6
What?
weeks?
How do you not tell us that?
Billy, why would we know?
We
You
don't
have to
know anything.
Yeah,
We tell you every week. Tell us shit.
all the random shit. So he'll
I
tell
would have
me.
went to that.
I know, and we could have had him up here to talk about it. I mean, he sold out every night anyway.
I be hating that when I find out about shit way after. Like, why the fuck you ain't tell me it?
I'm
I
the king
would
of
have pulled
that.
up.
Listen, go stream the Conway album everywhere. Stream all of it. Go check out the
If I
Jae.
see you, I'm gonna check your phone. If it ain't downloaded in your shit, I'm gonna throw your cell phone 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
Download my shit, stream it, get your girlfriend devices, put it on hers, get the kids' computers, get their iPads, get
I like-
everybody
he
just
snatched
download it
somebody's
on
phone.
every device.
You snatch somebody's phone, you're like, yo, why my album ain't here? You throw it 2
Real
blocks.
talk.
That's my work phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Word. You better hope you got it saved in your iCloud. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, Con, thank you, bro.
Yo, man, thank
Wait,
you.
wait. Last thing, I promise.
Okay.
Like we did the East Coast, did the West Coast. Favorite top 5 90s sitcoms. What you was watching on the TV, because that's where we going with that era.
That's a good
90s
one.
sitcoms. Okay.
Isn't Living Color a sitcom?
Sure. I'll take it.
No, but it's a comedy from the 90s,
Yeah.
so fuck
Can
it.
I go with that?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
All right, Living Color.
Living Color.
By the way, your boy just stepped in here to make sure you get this right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can't
Telling
all
you get these wrong.
they can't
Nah.
all be black shows. You can't just name the black shows.
No, of course, you know I
So
got,
Martin
you
and
know I
Living
gotta
Color.
throw Married with Children in there. I ain't,
Oh, yeah.
We ain't had cable growing, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that was one of the shows we could get Married with Children.
Married with
Channel
Children
5.
is fire.
Channel 5, baby.
Be motherfucking Steve Harvey joint Martin, Living Color, and Different World, man.
Different world, too.
It was crazy.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Fresh Prince, then that's my 5th, right? Did I say 4 or 5?
Yeah, you did 6, but it's all good.
All right, who's counting?
top 5 is just to get it
Who's
started.
counting? Let me Fresh Prince over that Steve Harvey shit.
No white shows. You don't
Just
got,
Married with Children.
Yeah,
you don't got Growing Pains.
Nah,
That's
I
80s,
wasn't
bro.
jacking that.
80s, 90s, whatever.
You know what? I was jacking Full House.
Yeah, come on, you got
You know what I'm
to.
saying?
Full House. Everybody loves Full
Jacking
House.
Full House.
I mean, Full House and Family Matters are back to back,
And
you know?
Bro, let me tell you something. I
What
did
was
a
that shit screeching?
Saved by
Saved by
the
the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
Screeching is never a sentence ever said ever. Screeching.
By the way, it is a sentence that's been said before. If they do a reboot of the show, we have the new name. Saved by the Bell.
Yo, man. Con,
Thanks, Con.
Lark Voorhees and all that. Yeah, that joint.
Chad, thank you, bro.
Yo, Chad, thank
Shouts to the whole drum work music. Check that Jae Skeese album as well and everything drum work.
That abolish uncertainties. Listen to me, man. If
Yo, you gotta
love
come-
hip-hop and you love
you gotta come do an
real
episode.
raw lyricism and real stories that mean something that's impactful. That abolish uncertainties is one of the most impactful albums that we're gonna hear in the next 5 years. I'm telling you.
And by the way, One App listeners,
y'all gonna see what I'm saying.
And I'm telling you, One Up listeners, this is not a dope artist who put on his whack bro who he's like pushing. You're gonna love the Jae Skeese project. Like this is some real hip hop shit. Thank you guys.
Know what it is. No question, man. Love.